Welcome to the podcast. This is the sort of leftovers, the post-Village Hall podcast, shall we say. I've been in Sulby today, Beth.
I'm just brushing the cake crumbs away from my face. I mention cake a lot, actually, I
You
suppose.
do. I think it's a bit of an obsession of yours, but it's working because everywhere we go, people hand us cake. So, it's obviously something that's working for you.
Do you know, there is so much happening here in St Stephen's Hall that we didn't get a chance to talk about all of it during the programme. And something I'm fascinated by is the Monday Club. Can you just introduce yourself for me?
I'm Anne Heap, and I started with my friend Mary the Monday Club.
Oh, wonderful. So tell us, what is the Monday Club?
Well, it originated really from Sulby WI closing down after 60 years, and we cast about to try and find something that we could keep the group together, and we came up with a Monday Club, and so we meet every Monday. We do something different, but we wanted to reach out to people that wanted to have some company, but with no rules and regulations, no joining fees, nothing of that kind of thing. So we meet on every Monday. The first Monday, I'm sure you would love, is soup and pud.
Oh, you see,
reputation.
The second one, we've had things like Beetle drives and speakers and all that kind of thing. On the third one, we all go out for a meal. And we've been to some wonderful places. The fourth one is a book club at Mary's. And then the fifth one, also, we do some craft. And the one, we were very apprehensive about how it would go, but we have 30 people on our books now, including 4 men, which is just wonderful. We're so pleased with that. And they don't all come to everything, but they just pick and choose the things that they want to do. And of course, it's just so lovely to go out for a meal with a big group of people. So, food is always important, isn't it?
We totally agree, Anne. We do agree.
And Mary, one of the things that we're finding when we come to these village halls is that it's all about that sense of community, the sense of sort of social gatherings, and this sounds like a perfect example of that, the Monday Club, where I'm assuming people get quite a lot out of it, not just the food and the crafts.
Oh yes, I think that it's company as much as anything, and I think as we get older, and it is mainly older people, we need to socialise, we need company, we need something to look forward to.
There's something really reassuring about the fact that groups like this exist, because we hear so much now about how people are more isolated and they don't get out as much. So it's great that not only does it exist, but it's thriving as well.
Yes, I'm sure we are still not reaching out to everybody. There are people living at home who are probably quite lonely, and it would be lovely if we could reach out to more, wouldn't it, Anne?
Yes, the more the merrier. We would absolutely love it, especially the men. I mean, please tell us.
Don't take it the wrong way.
Are they really good at the crafting, men?
No, I think they enjoy everything that we do, without being too.
It's all about the soup and pud, I bet it is. And Wendy, one of the things we didn't get to talk about, which I think is something that's come about through all of you as well, on the table, that again, you can come and see this as part of the Flower Festival at St Stephen's Hall. There is a fantastic array of crafts, embroidery, there's felting, there's cross-stitch, there's all kinds of things here. But on the table, there is a particularly interesting cloth. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, this was originally Anne's concept to cover quite a large table that Sulby St Stephen's Church, that they come every Sunday and sort of have tea and coffee and that after the service, and they wanted something to cover the table with. And so Mary came up with, Anne came up with the idea, and Mary came up with the idea that we would all make a strip of fabric, 6 inches by 84, I think it was, or 85. And she asked, sort of members of the Sulby Sewers, the Monday Club, Sulby Seniors and church members to all, sort of contribute. And so it was then up to me, once we'd got all these pieces of fabric, to put it together. And so now we have this huge tablecloth. It's something like about 86 inches by 86, and hopefully it's going to fit over this really big table. So yes, it was quite a challenge to
And what did you think when you saw it? Because is it actually finished yet?
Yes, this is his first outing.
So you're not still. Oh, we get to see it first. So what did you think when you saw it completed?
Oh, it's brilliant, absolutely beautiful, and of course it will bring back lots of memories for people.
People will be able to say, that's my strip. Yes, which is lovely. Yeah.
And that's the thing, it's quite a thing to just take strips that have been created by lots of different people and make it work. But it does.
Coming together.
Oh, you see, and it's all the theme of the festival. They're good at this.
They really
We should
are.
invite them to all of them.
Provided material. If they couldn't sew, they brought along material for us.
Right.
Yes.
So
there's no
everyone could be
pressure.
part. No pressure, exactly. We like that.
What a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah, and speaking of being artistic as well, thank you so much for that, ladies. It's lovely to find out more about that. Another thing we didn't quite have time to talk about on the show today was the art group. We were talking to June earlier about the history of Sulby and about the church in particular. Tell us a little bit about the art group.
The art group, right, well, it's been going for many years now, and it meets when we're in session. We've broken up for the summer now, but it's every Wednesday afternoon. We'll be starting again in September. We normally start about the same date the schools go back, and people come along and they can just do what they like. It's not regimented, it's not strict, it's very relaxed, very open. People can draw, they can paint. We've even had people carving, and they use all sorts of materials, media, watercolour, pastel, pencil sketches, acrylics, and there's some lovely pieces of work done. But I think what they all enjoy about it is once they get involved in their picture or their painting, all their worries dissipate and you're just focusing on what you're doing. So it's very relaxing, really, even if it doesn't turn out quite like you wanted. But when it does, it's very rewarding and people get great pleasure from it.
And June, have you always been an artistic person?
Well, interested in arts in general, yes.
What's your medium?
Well, it's watercolour or pastel. Yes, I like using those. The pastel is quite an imminent thing. You don't have to worry about mixing colours. You just pick up, and that's the tricky bit, the correct shade and colour of pastel. But that's experience, and there are ways to help yourself there. Watercolour, I think, is more challenging. In many ways, it's, I think, the most challenging of all the mediums, but if it works for you and you get your colours to mix and to blend, you get some really beautiful results.
And is there space for anyone else in the area that might want to join the club?
There is plenty of space, and anyone is welcome to come along. If they give me a ring, I'm in the telephone book, Dew & Vernon, 9 Keller Close, Sulby, or just come on a Wednesday afternoon, about the middle of September, 2 o'clock we start. They'd be warmly welcomed, and halfway through we have refreshments.
It always comes back to refreshments.
Well,
Beth,
we are
I love it.
standing next to the cake and sandwiches. June, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Now, June was talking about being artistic, and he was
Yes.
also talking about challenge. Okay,
He was.
This brings us to the crux of why we are here. The Flower Festival is starting on Sunday, and we need to do something to go on display.
Yes.
Right.
Now, we've got Judy and Pat here who are very much organising this flower festival. Judy, just tell us again what items you have brought for us.
Well, because we know this has got to be transported around the island, we've got to keep it fairly compact so it won't fall over in Judith's car. So we've got this to put at the very back.
Can I put
sort
that
of
in?
like that?
Shall I do that?
But
Shall I-
what we're going
Oh.
to do first is cut it down. You can do all sorts with these. You can plait them, and you can cut them off and cut some different lengths and all sorts. But I'm just going to, when I can see my scissors, which are over there, thank you, we're going to just do like this, all the way around, and Pat's going to catch them for me and put them in the bag that's there.
It's like a little game, this, isn't it?
Am I in the right direction? I can't see whether...
We're blocking her with the microphones. I don't know how she's managing this, but she's doing a wonderful job. I feel a little bit sorry for the fronds. It's being trimmed. It's like it's getting a haircut. But it's look at that creativity in
My
action.
husband says, why do you spend that much and then cut half of it off? Right.
Just doesn't understand. Okay,
So
so
somebody going to put that in at the back, sort of about there.
okay,
push
so I
it
just
well
push it.
down,
Right,
yes.
I'm going to put my mic down, Christy.
Okay.
This is a double-handed affair.
Right, Beth's taking over. Here we go.
That's it.
How did she do?
That wasn't bad, was it?
With authority.
For a nearly beginner.
Yes, exactly. We did have one of the go a couple of years back, didn't we? But, oh, here we go. What's
Now,
this?
We've got 3 of these, which I'm glad you didn't ask me what that was called because I can't remember. It begins with C. These are fascia, and they're very good for at the front. So we cut them on an angle because that increases the surface area.
Okay.
So that they get lots of water. So you've got to stick one in sort of at the side there.
Okay, right, I'm putting my mic down again.
This is great because she's basically able to tell us exactly what to do, which I love. So we're just literally following. Now,
I'm just wondering how long we'll get away with this
I was
for.
going to say, even following instruction, though I don't know if it's going to turn out the way it's supposed to, but we'll do our very best.
Flower arranging by numbers. Are you doing one or is she doing all of it?
I can do one. Does it just go in the other side?
The one on the other side.
Okay, here we go.
Make sure it's symmetrical, please, because I've worked very hard on that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so Christy's taking it.
Down
She's,
a
but
bit.
I think.
Can't quite see.
See, look, she wasn't straight in first time like I was.
Concentrating, was she? No.
Like that. I mean, that's really.
That's
It needs
okay.
to, it's
I
a
think
bit
we need
longer.
to-
Can I push it in further?
Push it in further, yeah. That's it. There we go.
That's a bit better.
Our Sarah Hendy is
And then
filming
this.
this.
One's coming right at the front, so we'll cut it nice and short. And then that's going to go. Shall I put that one in?
Go for it.
Right, about there. Right?
Okay.
Oh, it's
Now,
lovely.
We've got all sorts of bits that you can fill in as you wish. There's 3 of those. Florists will tell you that they always work in odd numbers, 3s or 5s.
Why
So-
is that?
Because very often people do triangles.
Oh.
1, 2, 3 points. This isn't really a triangle. This is just being something that's fairly compact enough to be able to take round the island in the back of Judith's car.
And this is the epitome of working together because basically we are here
Absolutely.
and you are doing it.
So no about that.
Okay, there we go. Stick that in. That's quite satisfying sticking it in, isn't
We
it?
might get 2 out of that one. Can you get one in the front there somewhere?
Go on, Beth. You can do it.
Okay.
Got every confidence in you, dear.
I mean, it looks very pretty so far. What was the inspiration for this piece, Judy?
Well, really, it's working together, but because we wanted to show the logo of the Flower Festival, which is these, if she's watching where my scissors are going, to the gerbera. Now, gerbera, you have to be very careful with gerbera because you can't touch them. They mark very easily. And 2 people this afternoon have said to me, spray them. You must not spray them because every spray mark will stain the flower.
I had no idea.
So
So
you
do you mean,
have to
is
be
that just the
very careful.
petals, you mean?
Yes, yeah. So that's why they're packed like this when they come from the suppliers. They're packed in a box like that.
Wow.
So now in this bucket here, I've got a lot of greenery from my garden, which is just really to fill in. But so you can do it 2 ways. You can put your main flowers in now and then fill in, or you can fill in.
What do you think?
I think
Flowers
flowers.
first.
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
flowers. So to take them from underneath.
So yes, push one up. Now I've got here. Sorry.
I haven't touched the flowers. I haven't
That's
touched the
right.
petals,
You
rather.
need to decide. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you could do 5 in a line, or 5 in a line. It's up to you. You're doing it. But we need to work out roughly how long it's going to be, then cut it off so that the wire doesn't go in the oasis.
Okay.
Right, so decisions to be made. Christy is deliberating.
I kind of feel like we want a spray of
Okay.
gerbera.
So longer ones at the back, shorter at the front?
Maybe.
Let's do it. Just do it. Cut it.
So we'll cut it at an angle, about there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what I'm going to do is put, this is a wet cocktail stick, and it's going up the middle like that. Because it helps to keep it open, and the cocktail stick's wet, so that helps. Because gerberas have a bit of a tendency to flop.
So, is this going to be our longest one?
Yes,
Let's
look at
see.
the way the flower is, because it's not straight up, is it? That's fine.
No, okay,
So
so
it's
if we-
facing forward.
Have it facing forward. So if we have this
Yes.
one, this looks like it might be
Push
the
it in as
longest
far as
one.
you can, because the deeper it goes into the oasis, the
The
better
more
it'll get the...
Okay, and what? Yeah, because you didn't realise, but when she mentioned the wire, there is wire wrapped around the stem, presumably to keep it as upright
Yeah.
as possible for as long as possible.
because they tend to flop.
Okay.
If you were at home, if you have any of these at home and you're trying to put them into a vase, say, they only like a little bit of water, perhaps 1.5 inches, 2 inches of water. Don't put water all the way up the stem.
there you go. I did not know. So is that different for different flowers then, Pat?
It is, yes. I didn't know that about gerberas actually until fairly recently. Yes, it's the hairy stem, I think, that absorbs too much and makes them floppy.
We're learning so much.
You can see no, you can't see. The head of the wire is into the back of the head of the flower there.
It's so clever. Do you know what I think we should do, Beth? Right, I think we should, because we're not really able to do much with our microphones. Why don't we we'll call time on our podcast, and people, we don't want to give away the whole display anyway, because people have to go and find it and point out which one they think it is. So we'll call time on our podcast for now, and then you'll have to go to the flower festival to see if you can find our display.
I don't think it's going to be much trouble by the time. I mean, it looks all right now because Judy's been helping us, but if we're left to our own
At the moment, it's
devices-
beautiful, but once we get our hands on it, which is exactly what's going to happen now, everything could change. But art's art, we'll just call it a work of art.
Exactly, working together. Thank you so much for downloading this podcast. We'll see you next time.